All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our final Kaddish Minyan of the week. We hope that you are all safe and healthy and well wherever you are. As I have the last couple of times that we've gotten together, I just want to draw your attention again to the link that is at the top of our homepage, myjewishlearning.com, where you can see what is growing daily, a number of online classes and other opportunities to gather and to learn while we are all isolated in our homes. We have had to disable the chat for a number of reasons, so I can't post the link here, but if you go to the top of myjewishlearning.com, you will see a page which lists all of our offerings with all of the links to the Zoom meeting. So please do check that out. And I did just want to highlight one in particular. As we did last week, we will be having a public recitation of a chapter from the book of Psalms in just under an hour at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, led by a longtime friend and collaborator of My Jewish Learning, Cantor Matt Axelrod. So if you are available and would like to join us to recite a chapter of Tehillim, that will be in just under an hour at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We are joined today, as we always are on Fridays, by Rabbi Benjamin Resnick from Chicago. And Rabbi Resnick, take it away.
Hi everyone. It's nice to see you. It's nice that I see some familiar faces now. It's like unfortunately we don't get to chat, but it's like it feels for me a little bit like this is a little 5-minute Friday community, which is really nice. I wanted to share just a little bit of Torah about Parshat Tzav, which is this week, which mostly deals with sacrifices, and then share sort of a kavanah, both about Kaddish and also about our current situation. One of the offerings that's described this week in Tzav is the Shlamim offering, which is translated in a lot of different ways. It's an animal sacrifice. Shlamim is from the root, probably some shalom, shin lamed mem, which has a variety of connotations in ancient and modern Hebrew, from peace to wholeness to perfection, those kinds of things. The Shlamim offering is translated in a variety of different ways by different contemporary and not so contemporary translators. Sometimes you'll see an offering of thanksgiving. Sometimes you'll see a wholeness offering. Sometimes you'll see a free will offering. And the idea with all of these offerings was, unlike some of the statutory, obligatory offerings that were offered every day at the temple, these were animal sacrifices that people could bring whenever they wanted to, or didn't want to, right? It was sort of a free will offering in that respect. And I just wanted to share one very ancient midrash from the Sifra, which is an ancient midrashic collection that talks about the book of Leviticus, about what shlamim really means and why it's called that. So the Sifra quotes the verse, Zot Torah Zevach HaShlamim. This is the instruction, this is the Torah of the shlamim sacrifice, Asher Yakriv Ladonai, that you're going to bring before Adonai. And they bring three opinions, because Midrash almost always brings three opinions. And first is Rabbi Shimon, who says that it's called shlamim. It's called a shlamim offering, an offering of wholeness, because the person who brings it is actually shalem. The person who brings it is in a state of personal wholeness, whatever that means. And then he goes on to say, a mourner actually doesn't bring a shlamim offering, right? Which is his sort of example of someone who doesn't feel quite whole, which I think is often true when we're in mourning, and so wouldn't bring that offering. The second interpretation is actually an anonymous interpretation, and they say it's called a shlamim offering because all different members of the community receive a bit of peace through the offering. So God gets some, it's burned up on the altar, the priest gets to eat some, and actually the person who brings a free will offering gets to eat some of that sacrifice, him or herself, right? So everyone in the community is kind of taken care of. And then finally, Rabbi Yehuda has sort of the broadest vision of this, and he says, and I think he's talking in some sort of mystical or even magical way, a person who brings a shlamim offering brings peace to the whole world. So it's scaffolded, I think, in a really beautiful way, right? On the one hand, one rabbi says, well, it's about wholeness of oneself. Another rabbi says it's about wholeness in one's own community, the people that we're seeing. And then it's about wholeness in the world. And I think that putting them together, there's something very profound there about what it means to be a caring citizen of the globe, a person in your community, and someone caring of yourself, right? I think we have all of these obligations, and I think that, right now, our current situation asks us to take care of ourselves first, right? We're isolated, whether we're right. It asks us to take care of the people around us, right? The people that maybe we're living with, the people that we're in community with, the people who we might see at our neighborhood grocery store. And by extension, right, when we take care of ourselves, when we take care of the people around us, by extension, God willing, we take care of the whole world, which is indeed, right, struggling together, right? As we move into Shabbat, I hope for all of us that we have the strength wherever we are in our personal lives to take care of what we need. I hope that we can try to be kind to those around us, and remember that we have obligations to ourselves, and we also have obligations to our friends and family and the people that we see. And finally, we have obligations to the world. And I think truly that is how tikkun happens when we take care of ourselves, our community that we know, and maintaining sort of awareness of the world around us, whether we're fighting a pandemic or whether we're in mourning. So with that, I'll invite us to rise for Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma
חייכם וביומכם ובחיי דרכו בית ישראל בעלה בזמן קריב יהי שמי רבה נברך לעולם ולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל שמי לקודשה אלא מכל ברכתה ושירתה ושפחתה ונקמתה אמירן בעלמא אמן. שלמה רבה מן שמיה קיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל אמרו amen.
I apologize. I didn't start with the nigun that I've been singing on Friday every week. With the permission of our host, we can sing it a few times now, and then we will close out. I'll wish you right now a Shabbat of peace, a Shabbat of good health, and a Shabbat of comfort. May God comfort you and all who are mourning in our world, among those who mourn for Zion and Jerusalem. Now, it's a very simple nigun. Ay, 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 See you all next week.
Thank you, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Again, if you were late to join us today, Shabbat shalom. If you were late to join us today, I just want to remind you again, In just under an hour at 5 p.m., we will be back here to recite Tehillim, a chapter from the Book of Psalms before Shabbat. You can find the link at the top of our website, myjewishlearning.com. And if this is the last, we will see you until next week. I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. I hope you are healthy and happy and safe wherever you are. And hopefully you can join us again next week on Monday at 4 p.m. Shabbat Shalom.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.